Today we're going to be talking about leverage trading, so let's get straight to it. Hey trader devs, my name's David and welcome to the channel where I go through trading strategies that I found on the web and YouTube, and then I code them to debunk the bad ones and find the good ones. Today we're going to be looking at leverage trading and the ABC strategy that I also looked at quite a while ago back in a video. The reason I'm going back to this strategy is it's something that I use daily as a manual trading strategy, and I believe that it actually could be quite good if we're connecting it to bots to get our best entries. Now, this trading strategy was brought to my attention by Kite Crypto. You'll be able to see his channel in a second as I go through it. He uses what he calls an ABC strategy, which is kind of a mix of the Elliott wave correction ABC. Traders like Ted Trader, I believe, actually uses this, or Ed Trader uses this as well, but it's very much a Kite Crypto strategy that he came up with. So let's go over to my computer. Let's have a talk about this trading. Let's have a look at my trading strategy that I built in PineScript, and let's just get to my computer. Okay, let's go. Before we do go to my computer, if you do enjoy the video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like further content. You can also join my fantastic community on Discord by visiting the Patreon page down below. Okay, so here is the channel Kite Crypto, a crypto channel about trading. The guy is an extremely pleasant guy who goes through trading methods that he has kind of invented, I guess, called the ABC method. He sits on stream several times a week for a couple of hours, chatting about crypto, etc. So if you're enjoying crypto, I do suggest that you go and subscribe to his channel, as it's quite a good channel. He's got quite some methods and things like that. So let's get over to the chart and let's have a look at his method. Let me simplify it so that we can just have a look and see where entries would be. And then I'm going to code a strategy, which I've already coded in a previous video, but I'm also going to go through it and we're going to improve on it. Okay, let's go. Okay, so here we are on a chart, and this is how we find our entries. So we're going to be using this tool here, which is the Elliott wave correction wave tool. We won't be having any indicators on the chart because we're just going to be looking at price action. So the idea of this strategy is that we're actually just going to click at the lowest point here to find a short. So we're going to go all the way up, and we're going to go higher highs, and we're going to go all the way up, continuing the higher highs until we actually break our higher patterns and create a lower low. So we're actually here, we have higher highs, and as you can see here, we have our high. We're actually starting to create lower lows here, one here and one just here. When the lower low then creates a new higher high, which is higher than the A pattern, we put our C pattern to here. Live charts, obviously we wouldn't have known where the C is actually going, but the idea is we're actually going to put a limit order or a conditional order on the A here, and if this price breaks below the C, we actually get in just here. So actually quite a good entry, as you can see for here. So what we would have done is we would have put a conditional on Bybit or on any other of the exchanges, and we would have entered our trade just here. Now the good thing, this is a short, sorry, so we're going to go back here and we're going to press short. Okay, so the idea is the entry would have been here just on that A breaking through, so maybe just below, we would have entered just below here, and our stop loss would have been 0.5% roughly. So if we would have gone here, 0.5%. And now to take profit, Kite actually uses a fib retracement tool. He takes all three of the movements, so A to B to C, from all the way up to here. And then he takes profit at 0.414. I believe that's correct. He's about there. So as you can see, this one would have won, and he would have had a 9-to-1 win to risk to reward ratio, which is absolutely fantastic. Because the stop loss is so small, he enables him to use high leverage. So if he does get stopped out, he's losing a couple of dollars or whatever your budget is, something that he's comfortable losing and getting back into the trade if the price does go back over this blue line and then come back down again. So that would have been a short. Now let's look and see if we can find a long very quickly. I'm just going to delete all of these here. Okay, let's try and find a long very quickly. Now longs I often find it harder to find than shorts, surprisingly, but let's have a look here. Okay, this one here for instance would make a good long. Okay, so if I go over here, we add an ABC, so we're up at the top here, and we're going to come all the way down to the lowest low, which would have probably been here or here, and then we come up to create our B. We're coming back down, we've created our C here, so as you can see we would have literally got in at the very bottom of this move just before it goes all the way up and skyrockets. So here we would have put our long position just here, so as it broke back up, thanks to either your bots that are connected to the charts or thanks to your limit order or your conditional order, you would have got in here. You would have been able to put your stop loss just there. You would have probably entered just above on this one here. Stop loss at 0.5 here. And then you could have rode the wave all the way up to the top and made a wonderful trade that would have got you all the way up to the top here, which is a wonderful 62% on leverage. I should imagine you'd be quite happy with that, especially as you're only risking 0.5%. That's almost 0.6 there, but as it normally is 0.5, over 65% on the way up there. Now of course you would probably want to take some profit on the way up, so we would fib retrace the 3 movements here. And as you can see, you would have taken profit just here. Now that you might be disappointed in that because you've missed out on the whole move, but there's no reason to take all of the money off of the table on the first stop profit. What you can do is do your 0.5 risk to reward here. So you've got 0.5, there we go, 0.48. In the chart, if we would just got in there, right? Okay, so if we would have got in there, you got 0.4, 0.5 stop loss. You would be able to take your profits at the 0.414 on the Fibonacci, so you would have been able to take maybe 50% off of the table at that point, then moved your stop loss up to the white line there, and eventually you could have left the rest of the trade to run to the top and wait for the next ABC pattern. So as you can see, it gives you good entries, gives you good exits, gives you a good way of trading leverage. So as I said earlier, the thing that I absolutely love about this trading strategy is the small stop losses, which allows us to use so much leverage. He says that he uses high leverage. Now he always says you always have to be extremely careful when using leverage. You can blow up an account in a very small number of trades, so use good to risk, good to reward ratios. And also there's a couple of calculators that we'll have a look at on how to calculate your position and also get your best amount for your buck. Right, let's go and have a look at the calculators. Let's have a look at the strategy that I've built, and let's have a look at maybe winrate.io to see what kind of potential profit we could have made on a certain period of time. Okay, let's go. Okay, just before we go any further, very quickly, this isn't a sponsored deal or anything like that, but TradeView has a Black Friday sale on this week, which I thought was quite good, so I thought I'd share it with you. You can find the links down in the description where they have a minus 60% on their yearly deals, so I just thought it'd be good. So I don't generally do affiliate marketing and things like that, but I thought this was so good that maybe it would be interesting to everybody. Okay, let's get back to the charts and let's go and have a look at what I've been building. Okay, so here's the indicator I've been building. I'll quite happily go over the code on the Discord channel. I'm not going to go over it today because it's too complex, etc. But we can have a look at that afterwards in Discord if you'd like to. Right. So very much in the same idea as the trading strategy that we were talking about, the ABC. As you can see, we have painted lines of ABC here, and as we break below these green lines or red lines at the bottom, we actually take our short or our long, and then we just get out on the Fibonacci levels. Now what I've done is I've added a little bit more confluence thanks to things like divergence and a couple of crossovers. You can look at that all in the settings and set this up. But the thing that's interesting to us today obviously is going to be our win rate and things like that. Now, I know this isn't absolutely perfect and there's quite a few dips, etc., but we're going to work on confluence together and making this strategy better. But we're now up to, I think I got it up to around a 50% win rate on BTC. I'm currently at 43. I'm going to show you a tool in a minute that allows us to get better win rates with a bot. Okay, so we've got 164 net profit and 416 trades. Now, the reason that I wanted to show you this is just the small amount of stop loss that we're using. We're using a 0.9%. So if I go over to winrate.io over here, and to be able to simulate a trading strategy for a certain period. Now we've got 416 trades and 43 win rates. I'm going to put just exactly that here, 416 trades. We had a 0.9% stop loss, and our average trade win was at 5%. So I'm going to put 5% here because it's take profit about 5%. Now you can increase or decrease that using the Fibonacci level, but that's what I got currently on this one. Right now, if I go to Bybit here, we're actually limit ordering and market take stop loss, etc. So that's all perfect. Now the idea is we're saving on fees. So this one actually you can change over to limit order, or if you go to the bottom here, this would have changed maybe because I'm improving on it, but you can actually limit order on close or on the A line. So that helps us to save on fees. So I'm going to press run strategy. We're going to give it a 25x leverage just to start to see how that would go. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so as you can see, we have a $636,000 net profit. Now if I press it again, I can press it 10 to 15 times just to see if we actually get a zero at all. And as you can see, as I'm clicking through it, it never goes lower than 200, well, sorry, 600, just slightly lower than $600,000. So as you can see, if you would have started with a $10 account, you would have been able to take that quite easily to $600,000 in around 2 years of trading. So I personally like this method because of the amount of stop loss that you're using. So you're always risking a very small amount of your account each time. Now, even Kite says you will lose quite a few trades. We managed to get 40%, so just over 1 in 2 will be a lost trade. But every time you're just putting in a small amount of money and quite a lot of leverage. So it's a different way of looking at the market and not just thinking about the win rate. I know that there's a lot of win rates that are 80, 90, 100%. I've looked at them myself. But the problem with these is that the stop loss is a lot larger. And as the market will dump eventually on us like it always does, those stop losses will be called more and more often, and you have to be extremely confident in your stop loss and your strategy as the market dumps. Okay, so now that we have looked through that, there's one last thing I would like to spend 5 minutes on very quickly if you have the time, and that is the Optimiser, a plugin that I've been building with another guy called André. It's a plugin for Chrome browser which will help you to optimize by using a bot your strategies. So if we have a look at that very, very quickly, and then I'll leave you and I'll do a full tutorial on the Optimiser at a later date so it's easier to use. You can download the Optimiser in the links in the description. Okay, I know this is going to be a lot of information in one video, but I just want to show you very quickly the Optimiser, which is being created for our members and anybody that wants to use it, as a matter of fact. So even if you're not part of our Discord, you can download it on Chrome. So it's part of a Chrome browser extension. You just literally have to go to Chrome and search for the Optimiser. This is the Optimiser up here. Now it's a plugin that will help you to optimize your trading strategy. So what it actually does is you download a Excel spreadsheet where so in a nutshell, it will download all of the settings here into an Excel spreadsheet. You give it the values that you want to test, and you literally press test trading strategy. It will then fill these out one by one, but randomly with numbers between two values. So you could put minimum of 0 and the maximum of 10. It will randomly go through all of these values here, and it will download the information from the backtester. And then what it will do, it will nicely put all of that information into a wonderful spreadsheet, which I'll share with you now. So you'll get a lovely spreadsheet like this that has all of the net profit of every single setup. You also have all of the gross profit. You have all of the information from TradingView Backtester in one sheet. And then as you go along, you'll be able to see the exact settings that were used by the bot so that you can replicate the exact settings inside that bot. Now you have to be very careful of overfitting when oversetting a strategy, but it will give you a good idea of the best settings for each and every strategy you're using. Now, of course, you can download this, as I said. Okay, here is the optimizer. You can find it here on Chrome Web Store. I'll put the links down in the description because it's actually on a private listing at the moment, whilst we're beta testing everything and make sure everything's working perfectly. Okay, so quite a lot of information today. If you want to download the ABC strategy, you can find the links in the Discord down below. You can also download the optimizer. Links are down below as well, believe it or not. So anyway, thanks to everybody that's watching. Thank you to my amazing, wonderful community that help me every day with these strategies. You guys absolutely rock. I love being part of this community. Without further ado, guys, I'm going to say keep coding, keep safe, and I'll see you on Wednesday or on Friday. Have a good day. Goodbye.